All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Sean 2 Raw, host of the Belt to the Boys YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be going over my NBA picks and predictions for November 19th. Quick update on yesterday. I had a solid day. I had a player prop, actually. Luka Doncic over, I think it was 31 and a half points. He cleared that. So, kudos to him. Trying to remember who else I was on yesterday. Excuse me. Um, I was on the Detroit Pistons minus the 1.5. I know in my video I said I leaned Hawks, but that injury report was just so messy and so cloudy. Risa Shea and Porzingis ended up being ruled out, and Cade Cunningham and Alzar Thompson ended up being ruled in. So I was still able to grab Detroit minus the 1.5. It was actually a very, very close game. The Hawks actually almost won the game outright in the end, but the Pistons ended up pulling away for their 11th straight win. So big ups to the Pistons for getting that done for me. I'm trying to remember who else I was on. I'm not really sure. Let me check. I was on Boston minus the 11 against the Nets. That was a little bit of a sweat, but they ended up prevailing. They ended up winning about 14. Thank goodness, because that would have been a tough loss there. Magic ended up winning the game outright against the Warriors. I told you. The Warriors play down to their competition. Every time a team's main player is out, they will play down to their competition. So I took the dog. They were also at home. Well, I ended up winning the game outright. They were 3.5-point dogs. Easy cash there. And then I was on the Trailblazers. Of course, like I said, every time I bet the Suns, fade me. Because I was on the Trailblazers at home, and the Suns beat them outright. They blew them out. I just can't figure out this Suns team. I can't. I can't figure them out. When I bet them, they don't win. When I don't bet them, they win. And it wasn't even a sweat. So, yeah. Every time I look for a Phoenix game and I want to bet it, fade my pick. Simple as that. And you will win a lot of money. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. First game up, we got the Houston Rockets at the Cleveland Cavaliers, 7 o'clock p.m. EST. Rockets currently favored by 1.5, over under 232.5. Let me take a look at the injury report. Jabari Smith is listed as a game time decision. Tari Eason is out. Finney Smith is out. For the Cavs, Sam Merrill is listed as a game time decision. Jalen Tyson is out. Darius Garland is out. And Max Strus is still out. Man. I really don't know what to think of this game, really. I can honestly see this game going either way. It's just who do I trust more as of right now? Rockets are favored on the road in Cleveland. Excuse me. Man, I would have to lean Houston here. I think just defensively they're a better team, and I think they can hang with Cleveland's offense here. So I'm gonna take the better defensive team with a kind of even offense here. Would I be betting this game? Probably not, because like I said, I'm kind of on the fence here. Like I said, I lean Houston minus the 1.5 here, but like I said, I can see this game going either way. So it'll definitely be a good watch. I'll definitely have it on, but not something that I'm looking to run to the window and bet. But yeah, I would lean the Rockets minus the 1.5 in this one. Next game up, we got the Charlotte Hornets at the Indiana Pacers. 7 o'clock p.m. ESC. Hornets currently favored by 1.5, over under 236.5. Let's take the injury report real quick. For the Hornets, Trey Mann is a game time decision. Liam McNeely, Brandon Miller, Grant Williams, and Josh Green are all still out. For the Pacers, Quinn Jackson, Johnny Furphy, Aaron Nesmith, Cam Jones, and Obi Toppin are all still out for the Pacers. Pacers got to do it at some point. They got to do it at some point. And I think it's right here. Give me the Pacers outright on the money line. I think they get the win here. I also lean to the over 236.5. I think both of these teams are going to be able to score. I think there's really not going to be a lot of defense here. And, Charlotte has been one of those teams that they can put a lot of points on the board. They can. And they can hang. But yeah, I think this is just a very, very good spot to back Indiana. Indiana's really, really bad. But like I said, there will be certain spots where we will be able to take Indiana and cash in with them. I think tonight is one of those spots. Even though the Hornets are playing some decent basketball right now, and yes, I do think, as of right now, who has a better team, I would say the Hornets. But like I said, with that injury report and stuff like that, Indiana's been without those guys, excluding Aaron Nesmith. But the Hornets, like I said, Trey Mann is a game time decision. Liam McNeely has been balling. Still no Brandon Miller. It's just a lot of pieces. And I really think Indiana can pull this one out. So, yeah, give me Indiana outright on the money line and lean over 236.5 in this one. Next game up, we got the Toronto Raptors at the Philadelphia 76ers, 7 o'clock p.m. EST. Raptors coming favored by 1.5, over under 234.5. Wow. We're seeing a common occurrence here where the road team is favored. That's 3 straight games that I've read off to where there have been 1.5 point spreads. Like the Hornets are favored by 1.5, Raptors are favored by 1.5, Rockets are favored by 1.5. So I don't know what the hell is going on here. But let's check the injury report real quick. For the Raptors, Calamari Boyles, game time decision. Ochai Agbaji, game time decision. For the Sixers, Kelly Oubre Jr. is out. Paul George is out. Joel Embiid is a game time decision. His status is actually listed as doubtful. So it's more than likely he will not suit up. And that goes for Calamari Boyles for the Raptors, but Ochai Agbaji has a probable designation, so he is more than likely going to suit up. But no Paul George, no Joel Embiid for the Sixers. Raptors have been playing really good basketball. I could see an under here, an under 234.5. These teams have already played one time in Philly. Philadelphia got a 130 to 120 win at the crib, and now they're back at the crib. You see, I'm about to put y'all on game. This is something that I usually like to do. I usually like to look at trends. So if these teams have already played, I like to go off of what they've done on the court. So, for instance, they've already played in Philly once already this season. Granted, Embiid was playing, and now he's out for this game. So now, I like to look at quarters. I like to look at the total, and see what's going on. So honestly, the Raptors came out and dominated them in the first quarter, winning 43-33, and then, the Sixers came back in the second quarter and beat them 35-20 for a 5-point lead into the half for the Sixers. I could kind of see that happening. I could kind of see Philadelphia leading at the half, but does Philadelphia have enough? Like Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Yabusele. I don't know. Honestly, man, damn. Yeah, I don't know. Because now that I'm actually thinking about it, it's like, man, like you don't have Kelly Oubre, you don't have Paul George, you don't have Joel Embiid. So it's like, you still have Quinn Grimes. Who's that supporting cast for the Sixers? Like, is the Sixers supporting cast better than Toronto's supporting cast? I would probably say no. So, but I really don't want to run to the window and bet the Raptors. Right? I really don't. Because I just feel like that, the Sixers can win this game. Like I said, I'm on the fence with this game. So more than likely, I probably will not be betting this game. I probably will watch this game because this does look like a sneaky good game. Like I said, if anything, probably lean the under here. And if I had to choose, Like I said, I'm just gonna go back to their first matchup. I'm gonna go to Philly first half money line. You could probably get it for plus money. Philly to win the first half. So that's pretty much all I got for this game. So on to the next one. Oh man, we got the Golden State Warriors at the Miami. Holy crap! We got the Golden State Warriors at the almost did it again at the Miami Heat. 7:30 p.m. EST. Heat currently pay about 6.5 over under 230.5. Obviously, in my notes right here, I put Golden State is on the back-to-back with travel. That is correct. And you know what we like to do. We like to fade teams that are on a back-to-back with travel, especially Golden State. And they're on the road where they play significantly worse basketball. Even though they beat my Spurs twice in 48 hours on the road, but we won't get into that. Let's look at the injury report. Al Horford is a game-time decision. Curry's a game-time decision. Kuminga's a game-time decision. And then Anthony Melton is out. For the Heat, Bam Adebayo is a game-time decision. Still no Tyler Hero or Terry Rozier. You probably won't be seeing Terry Rozier for the year. Let's see their designations. I don't think Curry will play after he tweaked his ankle in the last game. They might rest Horford. Kuminga, he was ruled out yesterday. He may play, but Bam was upgraded to questionable with a toe injury here. I'll put it to you this way. Jimmy Butler revenge game coming back to Miami. I would probably take Jimmy Butler points over here. I think he's going to absolute ball out here, especially with no Steph. He's going to be the main center of that offense, and they're going to play through him. So definitely lean towards a Jimmy Butler over points. Excuse me. Are we cool with laying 6.5 with the Heat at home? I know the Warriors on a back-to-back with travel. I know, but are we comfortable with laying that? If Bam's in the lineup, probably. I'm just not sure. If I had to pick one, I'd probably lean the Heat minus the 6.5. Like I said, just because Golden State is on a back-to-back with travel, and I don't expect Curry to play in this game or Al Horford. They'll probably rest him for the back-to-back here. But I probably would look at Jimmy Butler props in a revenge game back in Miami here. So, yeah, give me the Heat minus 6.5 in this one. Next game up with the Washington Wizards at the Minnesota Timberwolves, 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Timberwolves, heavy favorites at home, getting 15.5 over under 237.5. Simple for this game. Wizards stink. And the Timberwolves, what type of Timberwolves teams are going to get? They are the house of disappointment for a reason. But do you want to lay 15.5 with the Wizards? Yikes. Let's check out that injury report. For the Wizards, Alex Sarr is a game-time decision. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Jaden McDaniels is also a game-time decision. Actually, 10 minutes ago, they just ruled him out for this game. So no Jaden McDaniels for the Timberwolves. I don't think that matters. I think the Timberwolves put belt to ass here. Give me the Timberwolves minus 15.5. I'll lay it. They're playing really, really good basketball right now. They're on a heater. I don't think they stop, especially getting the Wizards at home. Now, like I said, this can be one of those spots where the Timberwolves lay an absolute egg and just do not show up, and the Wizards probably end up covering this game or damn right winning it outright. So if that's what you're thinking, if you're thinking that the Wizards have a chance in this game and that you're just banging on Minnesota to play down to their competition and really live up to the name of the House of Disappointment, take the Wizards on the money line plus the 1,000. Might as well just go and take a stab at it. Might as well if you think the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to play that bad. But I don't think so. The Timberwolves have been putting belt to ass this season. They're on a heater right now. I don't think the Wizards have enough here. I think defensively Minnesota's going to clamp down, and Minnesota's going to be able to take advantage of some very good matchups here. So yeah, give me the Timberwolves minus 15.5 in this one. I think they take the Wizards behind the woodshed. Next game up, we have the Denver Nuggets at the New Orleans Pelicans. 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Nuggets currently favorite by 13.5. Over under 232.5. Quick injury news. Julian Strawther and Christian Braun are out for the Nuggets. And for the Pelicans, Saddiq Bey, game time decision. Zion Williamson, game time decision. Jordan Poole's out. And Maktovic is out. Zion and Saddiq Bey, they are true questionables. I like betting Denver in Denver, especially with these big spreads like this, but can you trust the Pelicans at home? Like, you don't know if Zion's going to play and you don't know if Saddiq Bey is going to play. So just based off of that designation right there, give me the Nuggets minus the 13.5. I mean, I'm just going to take the better team and just hope that Denver can just play as well as they do at home on the road. The Pelicans are not good. They fired Willie Green. They weren't good anyway. Going through a coaching change and stuff like that. Are the Pelicans really up for this game? I know they're going to be in front of their fans and stuff like that, but I think their fans are checked out. And especially having to see the Nuggets here and stuff like that, nah. I don't think they show up to play. I think the Nuggets come in here and get an easy win. I think they take them behind the woodshed again. These two teams have met already this season in Denver. Denver got a 122-88 win. Absolutely, demolished them. But like I said, that game was in Denver. Not as game was in New Orleans. I don't think that you see similar, but I do think the Nuggets will cover that 13.5 point designation. So give me the Nuggets minus the 13.5 in this one. Next game up, we got the Sacramento Kings at the Oklahoma City Thunder, 8 o'clock p.m. EST. Thunder currently favored by 18.5, over under 232.5. We saw these two teams already play twice now. Thunder got a 107-101 win at home against the Kings in their first matchup. Then the second matchup in Sacramento, Thunder got a 132-101 win. Like I said, this is usually where I like to go by trends because, like I said, they've already played twice. They played in Sacramento and they played in Oklahoma City. And that is a huge line. I was about to say 13.5, 18.5. Man, that's huge. Pause. But let's look at the injury report. No Sabonis and no Keegan Murray for the Kings. That is huge. And for the Thunder, no Aaron Wiggins, no Kenrich Williams, no Jalen Williams, no Nikola Topic. So, man, the Kings are thin again with no Sabonis here. So I think Oklahoma City's two big man lineup will absolutely cruise in this game. I know, like I say, you still got Westbrook, you still have Schroeder, you still have Monk, you still have Levine, you still have DeRozan, like you still have Keanu Ellis. Like you still have a decent team. But like I said, I think the Kings are just riding out, trying to stay healthy, so then they can get premier draft capital for these players. Because like I said, Sacramento is going to go on a massive haul. Like they're going to get rid of a lot of people coming up. So do the Kings get up for this game, especially in Oklahoma City? I know that is a huge line. That is a huge, huge line. I mean, 18.5 is insane. Man, oh man. Let me check their last two meetings and see if Sabonis played. Okay, so Sabonis played in the first meeting, and he didn't play in the second meeting. So this is probably more realistic here, in which they blew him out. Kings actually came out and had a great effort in the first quarter, and then they just started getting demolished. So, I would probably lean Kings first quarter spread, lean Oklahoma City Thunder second quarter spread, and first half spread. I think they're winning the first half by double digits. and then lean Oklahoma City Thunder minus 18.5. I know that's a lot, but just off of what we've seen and what we can implement, Sabonis didn't play the game in which the Thunder came to Sacramento and the Thunder blew them out on the road. And that's a game that Sabonis did not play in. So that's the game that I'm taking from because Sabonis is out for this game and Keegan Murray's already been out. So, but like I said, take the Kings first quarter. I think they'll give you about a good quarter of basketball, and then the Thunder gradually wear them out in the second quarter. They'll be up by double digits in the first half, and then, they'll just wear them out, wear them down. And the Thunder will end up covering that 18.5. So lean here, Sacramento Kings, first quarter ATS, Thunder second quarter ATS, first half ATS, and full game minus 18.5 for the Thunder. Next game up, we have the New York Knicks at the Dallas Mavericks. 9:30 p.m. EST. Knicks trying to fare about 5.5 over under 228.5. How can you trust the New York Knicks or the Dallas Mavericks? It's just hard to do. Let's look at the injury report. OG Anunoby is out, and Jalen Brunson. They saying that he participated in Wednesday morning shoot around. So I think he probably will play. Caleb Martin, game time decision. Cooper Flagg, game time decision. Derek Lively, game time decision. Daniel Gafford, game time decision. Holy moly. But if you look at their designations, Gafford is probable. Lively is probable. Flagg is a true questionable. And Caleb Martin is also a true questionable. Caleb Martin and Cooper Flagg both got illnesses. Man. If Jalen Brunson plays in this game, give me the Knicks to cover. The Dallas Mavericks just don't have enough. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks are a really, really bad basketball team. They don't have any chemistry. You got D'Lo just dribbling the ball and then end of the shot clock just giving it up so that he won't get a shot clock violation or a turnover or take a bad shot. I don't like this Dallas Mavericks team at all. And like I said, if you can get Jalen Brunson to play right now, I think this is a good lean to take the Knicks minus the 5.5. So yeah, like I said, gonna run through this game right here. I'll lean the Knicks minus the 5.5 here. I just think that they have too much offense for the Mavericks. The Mavericks just aren't the team that we expected. Now, I know AD isn't in the lineup. I know Kyrie is still out and stuff like that. But you would think that the Mavericks would still be pretty competitive with PJ Washington, Klay Thompson, Dante Exum, Daniel Gafford, Lively, Flagg, Davis. What's that dude's name? I can't think of his name, but he's a decent shooter for the Mavericks as well. But Maxi Christie, Brandon Williams, they have a solid team. They just have not been able to put it together. And I'm not comfortable in taking the Mavericks right now. I just want to fade Dallas. I just want to fade Dallas right here. And like I said, especially if you can get Brunson to play in this game. Revenge game, too. Come back to Dallas, too. Yeah, Brunson's going to be on the heater. Heat check him. Give me the Knicks minus 5.5 in this one. Next game up, we got the Chicago Bulls at the Portland Trailblazers, 10 o'clock p.m. EST. Bulls going to fail by 3.5, over under 243.5. Portland is on a back-to-back following a loss. They got blown out by the Phoenix Suns at the crib. So now you get the Bulls coming in off rest. How can we trust the Trailblazers here? Are we going to go against the grain and take the Trailblazers to cover here or get the outright win? Let's find out. Let's check the injury report. Jalen Smith is a game-time decision for the Bulls. Trey Jones is also a game-time decision for the Bulls as well. Trey Jones is a true questionable, and Jalen Smith is listed as a probable. So that's good news for them. Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant are both game time decisions. Both of those guys did miss their game yesterday against the Phoenix Suns. They were out. Yeah, so if you can get Jeremy Grant and Drew Holiday to play in this game, I think there is a real possibility that I might be on Portland here. Just based off of those two guys playing. As of right now, since they don't have a designation, I am on the Bulls here. Excuse me. Yeah, as of right now, with the injury report looking as how it's looking, give me the Bulls minus the 3.5. But just watch for the injury report. If Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant both get ruled in, I would not be surprised if this game is like a 1.5 point spread in favor of the Bulls, just because Portland's on a back-to-back, in which I would probably still take Portland. I know I'm going against the grain, saying, I don't bet teams on a back-to-back, but like I said, Portland's on a back-to-back, but like I said, they're still at the crib. They played really, really bad against the Suns. Like I said, they didn't have Drew Holiday. They didn't have Jeremy Grant. Now they could possibly have both of those guys back tonight. Like I said, just watch the injury report. If both of those guys do get ruled in, I will be on the Portland Trailblazers in this game. I will. Because the Bulls do not play good on the road. They don't. And against top-tier competition, I'm not saying that the Trailblazers are top-tier competition, but the Trailblazers do play really, really good basketball at the crib. That is a tough place to play. And the Bulls just do not play good on the road. So, yeah, just watch the injury report. Watch Jeremy Grant and Drew Holiday. If they both get ruled in, I will be on Portland. If not, give me the Bulls minus 3.5 in this one. And that's going to wrap it up for my NBA picks and predictions. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos. It really helps out with the algorithm and gets these videos out to more people like you looking for free picks. Also, go follow my boy at Marky Picks. He is a savant in player props and stuff like that. He's absolutely killing over there. Go give him a follow. Make sure you tell him that I sent you. And also, make sure to tap into the Discord. That is where me and at Marky Picks, we're both in there. We will drop our own personal plays and also extra things for other sports in there. So make sure to tap in with the Discord. That's where you can get the absolute most value and knowing what we play personally and, deeper insight. And it's all completely free. That link will be in the comments section. But without further ado, this is Deshaun Raw, host of the Belt to the Books YouTube channel, and I'm out of here.